Welcome to the Bits Matter podcast. I'm your host, Doug Ridley, and today we're wrapping Season 2, A Strategic Approach to Branch Design, with our final episode, Aligning Design, People, and ROI. In this episode, I'm joined by Marc Healy, our Executive Director of Sales and Business Development. Marc applies his 30 years of experience in retail banking operations and management to help our clients deliver the best branch experience. Today, we explore how branch design and early staff engagement go beyond just financial metrics to drive ROI, satisfaction, and lasting loyalty. Now let's get started. Marc, thanks for joining me.
Hey, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
When I'm talking to marketing directors, one of the big things for them is ROI on marketing campaigns, etc. But when we're talking about net new branches or big renovations that people are starting to plan for in budget season, I've got to think that you're hearing or having similar conversations from the retail side.
Yeah, that's 100%. And based upon who you're talking with at, like you said, the marketing director, the retail person at the branch, the CFO at the financial institution may have a different piece. So yeah, we hear that a lot. So short answer, yes, we hear about it. And a lot of the reactions that I have, the questions a lot of times get asked, well, what are you going to do in the first year? How many deposit accounts, loan originations, et cetera, et cetera. What's the portfolio doing? That'll determine the overall ROI. And I get that. However, where I always tell our clients is that it's also more than just financial metrics. It's member satisfaction. It's employee and member engagement. It's brand loyalty, etc. So there's a few other those things that come into play, to the point that this topic's so near and dear to my heart that myself and two CEOs of credit unions across the country just presented to a handful of credit unions at a large credit union league event in Orlando back in June of this year, a couple months ago. And the title of that was How Design, Branding, and Aesthetics Impact ROI. So we're moving a little bit away from truly just that financial piece, but that how those elements of the branch absolutely impact positive ROI and negative if not executed in the right way.
Yeah, and what we can do is we'll add your deck to the show notes as well, so people can take a look at that.
Great.
And yeah, so you mentioned satisfaction, retention, brand loyalty, and I love that last part, the employee member engagement piece as well. When you're talking to clients and they start planning for this new branch, what are the things that you're getting them to think of much earlier potentially in the process? You and I have talked about, you can think about your first year, right around the grand opening, but you're probably too late. And we actually started thinking about your first year in even our design phase with like merchandising, campaigns you want to run, etc.
Yeah, you're correct there. For anybody that's managed branches in their current or past lives, we know that the retail branches, it's all about execution. So it starts with the human. There's the human capital component that starts. So you're actually talking about, I think, the right people, making sure you got the right people actually going to be ones responsible for running the branch and operating within the branch. So you're doing that right at the very beginning.
That I think is really important because especially with some of the training, I think the other thing that we like to do is get people engaged in understanding the goals of that branch early on from, even like the branch manager and obviously the C-suite, et cetera, but getting everybody involved so they know here's why we intentionally designed it this way. And here's where areas, like you mentioned, not just from a monetary standpoint, but from satisfaction and retention and that engagement, how we want you as the staff to engage with people who come into the branch.
That's where engagement occurs. That training piece is so critical. And yeah, not only training and hiring the right type of people, behavioral type assessment, maybe studies in terms of as part of the recruitment process, but the training that needs to be thought about, because I think what you found out is that, especially since COVID, and I always go back to this COVID because it has been such a transition point. Yeah, disruptor has changed financial services is absolutely game changer, and that as the training piece, Everybody's been doing stuff the same way. I think most financial institutions are realizing they have to do something a little bit differently, and they become more consultative in what they're talking about. So I think that's why training, you're going more proactive in conversations versus reactive in conversations. How does it become an actual ground and a place for an experience?
You and Mac Erickson were out in California actually doing a training at one of our clients where after 6 months or so, the client was like, this specific branch has seen, because we know, yes, satisfaction, retention, engagement are important, but they need to lead to the dollar amount ROI as well. And that they're starting to see that because of that trust that's being built.
Don't wait till the branch is about ready to open to be thinking about training.
That's what I was going to say.
It's got to be you're thinking about design of what the branch looks like, be thinking about training at the same time. I always tell our clients that design is strategy. I always say branding builds the identity, what we're trying to convey in these physical locations, because there's such a branding similarity between website and social media channels. There's a similar look and feel, but more times than not, the physical environment doesn't reflect that consistent omni-channel look and feel and experience that you see in those channels. All those elements working in harmony and concert with each other. So then training, as we've always said in this episode, definitely drives execution. So all those, to go back to ROI, are all elements to impact positive ROI.
Fantastic. Thank you, Marc.
Thank you.
And that's a wrap on Season 2 of the Bits Matter podcast. A big thank you to William Foley and Marc Healy for joining us and helping prepare for this year's budget season. This episode was produced by Bryn Baldessaro with music by the George Brown Band. Be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for Season 3, where we'll continue to talk all things retail banking. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
The brand new day, sing a song of celebration, and hope, my friend, that we're gonna find a chance to love just one more day. That we're gonna find a chance to love just one more day. Yeah.